International break is done and Arsenal football is back, and I am gassed. That's it. We need it, man. These breaks, man, they come around too often at the beginning of the season, and we've got another one in 4 weeks' time, which is but we've got 7 Arsenal games till then. 7 Arsenal games starting off with Fulham on Saturday, 2 days away from when I'm recording this video, and I'm gassed, I'm happy. But in this video, I just want to talk about a couple of players in the Arsenal squad that I feel like in this next 7 games to the international break, I want to see more of. I want to see step up. I want to see potentially take the opportunity. Many for different reasons, but we'll get into this in this video. So if you're new and you're returning and you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. I'm on the road to 1,000 subs. Please smash the like button. The likes have been a bit low for my videos of recent, so please guys, if you're getting to this point, just hit the like button really quickly. It really helps the algorithm. And comment down below anything you say and agree about what I say about these players, and we can have some conversation in the comments. But yeah, the players I'm going to focus on today are going to be Nwaneri, Myles Lewis-Skelly, Piero Hincapie, Viktor Gyokores and Ben White. First player I'm going to start off with is going to be Myles Lewis-Skelly. One of my favourite players in the Arsenal squad, both in terms of how he plays, his persona, the way he carries himself, his intelligence. But he's been a guy that's lost his position so far this season to Riccardo Calafiori, who has been excellent this season in my opinion and has done nothing wrong to kind of lose his spot. Not that Myles in his minutes that he has played hasn't been effective. I think he was very, very good when he came on against Newcastle. I think he had a good performance against Port Vale, albeit the less opposition, and most of the appearances that he's come on and he's been good. But he hasn't been able to get a starting position back, albeit being our starter for majority of last season. We've seen Thomas Tuchel talk about how obviously Myles hadn't really been playing that much, but he was in the England squad. He did give him 90 minutes in the second game against Latvia, which he played well in my opinion as well. But obviously he said he can't just be getting the England squad off merit, even though I feel like obviously there's not that many natural left backs for England, so he'll get in. But digressing from that point, I think these 7 games are a big opportunity for Myles. Arsenal have and for most of these players, for Myles, Arsenal have games every 3 days, and obviously he will get his minutes. Whether he doesn't play against Fulham, he might feature against Atletico Madrid, and then we've got Crystal Palace. There's 3 games. I think Mikel's not going to play, especially the likes of Calafiori, who is showing great fitness, but you can't chance it anyhow. Do you know what I'm saying? You can't chance his fitness, and Myles is going to play. Myles is going to play. He's going to have to play. He's going to have to play well, and I think he's going to have to bide his time. I think long term, as I said many a time, Myles' future lies in centre mid. Same with Nwaneri, and I feel like, you know, with Declan Rice, Zubimendi playing in there. Obviously, you got Norgard, you got Marino, but the long term future will be for him to be used there. And obviously, moving on to the next player who I think is the focus on, which is Piero Hincapie. The news came out today that obviously he's back in training. Obviously, Mikel specified before the international break that he should be back after this international break, which has, you know, proven to be true. And he's going to be probably available to be in the squad. Obviously, I think he will naturally take Odegaard's position in you know, the matchday squad, so no one needs to be left out. But what does that bode for Myles as well? Obviously, already competing for that left spot. I think long-term Hincapie is going to be using that left back spot, whilst Calafiori provides cover at the left centre back, still doing what he does, but just from that position. So Myles will still get his minutes at left back, but now there's more competition. So more competition for paces, and how that going to affect both Myles? And with Piero, obviously, unlucky for him, he only got that minute against Bilbao, you know, a couple of minutes at the end, and he's been injured with that groin injury. So we haven't really seen him. He's been the only one of the new signings, as I spoke about in my live the other day about, I rated him at the bottom because I didn't really give him a rating because he hasn't really played, so we haven't been able to see him. But I know he's a very, very good player. Defo has, you know, offers things that we don't have, as in terms of Calafiori and Myles Lewis-Skelly, that overlap in nature. You know, he's a set piece threat as well, and you know, that ability to cross, he has elite pace, maybe one of the fastest, maybe outside of Martinelli in our team, so be interesting. But I need him to stay fit. That's the first one, and obviously get some game time when he does play. We'll see how Mikel's going to do it, because now obviously we'll have all the defenders fit. He's going to rotate, you know, the back lines often, or is he going to pull up one in, one out? Let's see how he does it over the next couple of games. I definitely think that last 3 away games, Burnley away, Slavia Prague away, and Sunderland away, are a good opportunity for a lot of these players that haven't got many minutes to play and get some good game time. So I can't wait to see him. I'm happy that he's fit. Hopefully he can stay fit. The next player on this list is going to be Nwaneri. My boy Ethan, another one like Myles, young player that broke through to our team last season, but hasn't got many minutes. Obviously, he came on in the 2 games that Odegaard got injured against Forest and Leeds, did play well, played against Port Vale in the Carabao Cup, but hasn't really got many minutes since then. Do you know what I mean? So obviously, I don't know if he came on against Newcastle. I don't believe so. So Obviously, in Odegaard's absence with his MCL injury, he's going to be out till the next international break, as Sami Mokbel from BBC reported. So we'll see. Obviously, I think Eze kind of has that shirt right now, but I think, again, 7 games, 3 games every 3 days. Mikel's going to have to rotate in there. Yes, he has the option of using Mikel Merino as an attacking midfielder in some games, depending on the combination of midfield, but I think Ethan's time to shine is here. I think he had a great international break with the under-21s. You can tell he got a 10 shirt. That's his team, played double 90 minutes, got 2 assists in both games, so got an assist in both games, I should say. So I think I want to see him take this opportunity. I think he looks more of a mature player now in terms of physically, and when he's playing that central areas, he's not just, as I said in many videos, he's not just that high interior. I think he can drop deep, dictate play, show more of his creativity and his passing as well as that ability to drive and, you know, dribble, turn out of, you know, tight spaces and high presses in the middle, and obviously that sweet left foot that he has. I think he needs to get a lot of opportunities. I think Mikel will rotate him and Eze. I would love to see maybe in some of the lesser games, maybe him and Eze play. Will be interesting to see Mikel does that, because we saw Eze and Odegaard start as well. But I think he needs to take his opportunity, especially when Odegaard's out. He's the captain. When he comes back, more than likely when he's back to fitness, he's going to be back in the starting lineup. So I think this is an opportunity for Ethan to stake his claim, especially when he gets some starts to, you know, affect the team and make it harder for the captain to get back into the team, but just ultimately for him to continue his development and obviously help with the team. So hopefully he gets some minutes. I think Mikel will rotate. Will be interesting to see how he does it and if he picks certain games. Obviously we got Fulham away, Atletico Madrid and Palace at home, probably the toughest out of the 7 games we have. So it will be interesting. That Brighton Carabao Cup game is a game I think a lot of these players will play in, will get starting. But I think as well in the midweek against Atletico Madrid potentially, and then in the last 3 games I think he'll get his minutes. So hopefully he can take it some time. I think he needs to get a goal. I think Ethan's got a sweet finish on him. I think most of these players and most players, because we have a big squad and depth, I think a lot of players have to state their claim by, you know, getting some goal contribution, especially if they're an attacking player, and allowing themselves, you know, stay confident, stay ready, and stay in the manager's mind and the fans' mind as well. So we'll see that. The next player on the list is going to be Viktor Gyokores. Obviously different to most of these other players. Obviously he's been our starting striker. He's got 3 goals in 10 games. Obviously different to Piero Hincapie, who's only played 1 minute. Myles Lewis-Skelly, Ethan, and Ben White, who have kind of played not that many minutes. But I think Gyokores, this is an important 7-game run for him. I think with the news that Havertz is coming back from fitness, or come back from injury, I should say, speeding up his rehab and should be back earlier than expected, I think Gyokores has got to take his claim, start scoring some goals. We've got Fulham, Palace, Burnley and Sunderland. I feel like he can score a goal against all those teams. These are the type of teams that, you know, bar the newly promoted team that also kind of struggle against Fulham, Palace, and hopefully he can be the one to break the deadlock as well. Get his confidence. I know any striker wants to score, and he's a guy that has a mad record, so you can tell that this is a slow start for him. Hopefully he can start putting the ball in the back of the net, and I'm putting that pressure on him because obviously when Havertz is back, there's more competition for places. We know how Mikel feels about Havertz and how his relationship is in the team and his off the ball stuff and non-scoring ability as a striker is better than Gyokores. And I think potentially he might end up taking his place, even unless he goes on a mad scoring run. So I think I want him to do that so that Havertz as well can't just walk into the team or have a good claim to come back into the team because Gyokores is in good form. So I'm putting that pressure on him. Hopefully he can get at least 3 goals in 4 games at least in this next 4 runs in the Premier League. And then obviously if he starts against Atletico and then against Slavia Prague, maybe then he can get a goal in one of those games too. And last but not least is Benjamin White. My boy, man. I said he was the player of our pre-season. I was so happy to see him back to fitness, obviously considering that he was playing through injury in that 23-24 season when Timber was out, and obviously Tomiyasu couldn't stay fit, and then he was kind of had these injury issues last season, and it's kind of continued into this season. He's absent of training today. Who knows if that's an injury or not? We'll see what Mikel says in his press conference tomorrow, and obviously I'll be doing my preview, so I'll cover that a bit more in detail. If he does say he's injured, or if he just said he was missing for the session, he's fit, then that's fine. But either way, I think Ben White needs to keep his fitness. I feel sorry for him. Obviously I feel sorry for any player that gets injured, but I think given the fact that Timber's playing at optimum level right now, and obviously Timber has come off the ACL injury, had the surgery in the summer, we don't want him to kind of get run into the ground as well, similar to last season where we were hearing he's playing through injuries. I think Ben White needs to get fit and play well. When he plays, he is excellent, arguably offensively better than Timber and what he can offer, and the relationship he has with Saka, his ability to pass like a quarterback. But he needs to get fit because ultimately teams leave you, and we need him, and I don't want him to have an injury riddled season again. So I'm putting that pressure on him to stay fit, and when he does fit, play well, because obviously everyone needs to increase that competition. So hopefully that can be the case. This is what I expect and what I want for all these 5 players. Hopefully they can step up in this period, and hopefully Arsenal get that 7 out of 7 wins as I predicted in that podcast with Steph. Comment down below what you think about what I said about even Nwaneri, Myles Lewis-Skelly, Hincapie, Gyokeres and Ben White. Drop a like on this video, as I said at the beginning of the video. Subscribe to the KAPE channel, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. It's been your boy KAPE.